Lime can be a great thing for your soil. And contrary to conventional wisdom, it can also be a bad thing. So how do you know the difference? We are about to expose 5 common misconceptions and uncover the truth as to what lime is really about. So let's get started. Myth number 1. Lime should be applied to adjust the pH levels of the soil. pH levels do play a role in nutrient availability, as well as the ability of beneficial fungi and bacteria to thrive in the soil. But rather than suspecting pH as the possible limiting factor in your lawn, look at the mineral balance of the soil. The mineral balance is what controls pH anyway. It is much more important to determine what minerals are lacking or what minerals are in excess in the soil. And as for the minerals that specifically relate to lime, they are calcium and magnesium. Myth number 2. You can never put out too much lime. The truth is, unnecessary lime can cause more harm than good. It can tie up plant nutrients and even contribute to a reduction in air and water space in the soil. Myth number 3. To put out the appropriate amount of lime, just follow the instructions on the bag. Unfortunately, the amount of lime to be applied should not be a number pulled out of a hat, or even off of the bag of lime for that matter. It should be measured and applied based on what your specific soil needs. A general rule of thumb will not cut it, and may even be detrimental, even though it is written on the bag as appropriate. Myth number 4. When moss is present, lime is needed. This is not always the case. Sometimes moss is present, but what is needed for the soil is gypsum rather than lime. Myth number 5. All lime is the same. There is only one type of lime for the soil. Actually, there is more than one type of lime that can be applied to soil. Which type you use and how much you use is important. But before we look at the types of lime, let's take a look at its purpose. The appropriate and correct purpose of lime is to bring specific nutrients to the correct levels in the soil, namely calcium and magnesium. While calcium and magnesium are considered secondary nutrients, they have a primary role in nutrient uptake to plants and soil structure. Soil nutrients piggyback over calcium to get to plants, and magnesium levels impact how porous the soil structure is, directly affecting how much or how little space there is for air and water in the soil. Calcium and magnesium levels are very important. On an average clay soil, calcium should make up 68% of the base saturation, and magnesium should be at 12%. Just a few percentage points above or below can have noticeable consequences. Depending on the degree of deficiency or the degree of excess, significant issues will be observed in the turf. Lime applications will start amending the soil immediately, but it takes time to get the full results. Lime can take up to 3 years to fully release into the soil. Calcium and magnesium levels can be changed by adding dolomite lime, calcium carbonate lime, or gypsum. Sometimes only one of these products is needed. Sometimes a combination is needed. And occasionally none are needed. A soil test will help you determine exactly which type and how much to apply. So that's the nitty-gritty on lime. Applying the appropriate type and the appropriate amount to meet your soil's specific needs is a foundational key to obtaining a beautiful, healthy lawn.